All right, we're here with Scott and Carolyn Winter. They are the camp co-directors at Royal Family Kids Camp, number 219. And so if you could, Scott or Carolyn, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe how you got involved with Royal Family Kids. I know you guys have been involved a long time and to where we are today.
Well, I am Scott Winter, and this is my wife, Carolyn. And we have been working with Royal Family Kids Camp, well, for quite a number of years. We started out as counselors, well over 15 years ago. And we have been directors, once again, for, well, when this video is done, the last 9 years of the Royal Family Kids Camp in Bothell. And the camp here has grown from roughly 24 children to...
First year we had 24.
We did. And then we've grown to roughly 70 kids. And so it's really been an awesome experience seeing how things have grown and the incredible support that we've had and that we continue to have with Royal Family Kids Camp.
One of the things that makes it so successful is the amazing staff that we have. We would not have grown the way we have, and we would not be where we are without the amazing people that God has brought our way, from counselors to staff assistants to all our outside staff, our support staff. It's just been amazing to see the amazing staff that God has brought us, and that's allowed us to grow and have more kids because we got more counselors, and they are just amazing people.
They really are.
It's a challenging week in some ways for these counselors and staff, because these children have a lot of issues sometimes. Yep. And they are just amazing with them, and it's such a privilege for Scott and I to just watch them work with these kids, and that has just been such a blessing to see them, and then we hear from them, and that it's the most rewarding week of their life as they've given of themselves to minister to these kids. So we are very blessed to be involved with all these amazing people.
We really are. I mean, I'm humbled when I see people that are volunteering their time. I mean, we're all volunteers here, but there's people like our woodworking staff that not only spends the week at camp making projects, but they spend the whole entire previous year creating these projects so that the kids can have a good time. We've got grandmas and grandpas that are creating sets, and we have people that are nurses, registered nurses, that come, and they spend a week here taking care of the kids' medical needs. And we have people that are in the activity center area, and they have just so many projects and so many neat things, fun crafts. Yeah. And you know, I get choked up just thinking about when I see the smile on these children's faces. I mean, that's really what it's all about. That's right. When there's a child that is coming in here that is, in many cases, taking care of the people that they're living with, or in quite honestly, they may get even a few meals, a few meals. I mean, the kids that you hear about on television, that you hear about on the 6 o'clock news, are the kids that come to Royal Family Kids Camp. And we've had so many stories where the person that's picking them up, and we don't care where they come from, we don't care about their background, we don't care what their situation is. All children can come to this camp. They're all abused and neglected in some way, shape, or form. And we just get incredible joy when these children come to us, and they'll have they'll come with a bag full of, in some cases, all of their worldly belongings, and they'll be downtrodden, and they'll be withdrawn, and they'll be quiet. And then, Carolyn, you just see.
Fun to watch what happens during the week, and as they start to realize that we are safe people and that they can trust us, and they start to relax and just have an opportunity to be regular kids for a few days, because a lot of our kiddos deal with judges and social workers and counselors, and just their life is just a life of appointments and being shuffled from one home to another. And just for them to be able to be kids for a week is a real gift to them. And the goal of Royal Family Kids Camp is to provide a week of positive memories to kids who have been in hard places. And they go home with a photo album that's full of pictures of all the memories that they've had here and that they can take back. And when things are hard for them and they're getting shuffled from home to home and dealing with the emotions involved in not having a permanent home, that they can look back and remember this week. So we're just really blessed to be able to be a part of providing that for them.
We really are, and we just thank you. Anybody that's seeing this, anybody that's watching this video now, we just thank you for seeing this, and hope you can join us in taking care of these children.
It's great just knowing I'm a part of God's family, playing under the sun.
Say, Addison, can you tell us a little bit about the training that is involved in volunteering here at Royal Family Kids, and maybe talk about some of the rules here at Royal Family Kids too?
Yeah, first hit on the training. So, we have training sessions every year, and we bring in licensed therapists and professionals, and they just really teach us how to give these kids the attention and love that they need, and what their behavior means, and what they're asking for through their behavior, and how we can help with that. Not to modify the behavior, but just to show them that there is someone who cares about them, and have we try to fill that gap of the unmet need in their life. Because a lot of the behavior is a sign that they're searching for something, and there's a lot of training that goes. All right, so at camp we have only 2 rules, and it's be safe and have fun. And one of the big aspects of being safe is that there has to be 2 adults that go with 1 camper everywhere they go, and one of those adults has to be over 18. And this is just to make sure everyone feels safe and feels good about the situation, both the staff and the camper. And I also think it really reaffirms the camper, we were talking about with the love of the people here, that there are 2 people going with them everywhere to make sure they're safe and caring about them and watching over them at all times. And they're not going to be neglected like a lot of these kids have been. So if they run off, people aren't just forgetting about them. There's 2 people following them, making sure they stay safe and are protected in every situation. And then obviously the other rule, have fun, is just a lot of what we do there, and running around, having a good time. But we always make sure safety is the #1 priority, whether that's physically or emotionally.
Can you add anything else, Grace, to that?
Yeah, Addison explained it really well, that our 2 priorities here are to be safe and to have fun. And through the numbers of the staff, we're really able to do that. So for each kid, there's each counselor actually only has 2 kids at max. So they're really able to focus on those children. And with the help of staff assistants and behind the scenes team, we really get to make sure that each kid gets the attention they deserve and the love that they deserve, as well as the safety and the just practicality of what we need to do to ensure that Royal Family Kids Camp is the safest camp possible.
Splashing and having a good time. Grandma, Grandpa, PMA, and devotions. It's a great time for the good news that God loves.
Okay.
Good morning, guys. Can you introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Grandma Sharon.
And I'm Grandpa Pete.
And how long have you been coming to Royal Family Kids?
This is our 7th year of camp.
Yep, 7th year. Going to be the best year ever.
That's right.
And why do you keep coming back? What do you really enjoy in it?
You know what? I just love the kiddos. I taught school for over 30 years, but I don't think I've ever had as much fun and wonderful experience with kids as at Royal Family Kids Camp.
What about you, Grandpa Pete?
Well, Jesus said in the Bible, take care of my children. And that's what our intention is to help these kids have a good life.
And can you maybe tell me a special time during all your years here that really stands out, that maybe between a counselor and a camper, that really affected you?
Well, one year, I think it was Grandma Becky and I, we were up till about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning just walking around camp with one of the counselors and one of the campers. And we just had an awesome time of sharing and pouring our hearts into this little girl's life. as she was having a hard moment, a hard night going to sleep and such. And so we just stayed up with her and we just listened and we just prayed and we just loved on her until finally she was ready, feeling confident and safe to go to bed.
That's wonderful. So do you feel that's maybe your role here is really to bring comfort and happiness to the campers?
You know what, we're encouragers, so we encourage kids in any way we can, whether it's cheering them on as they go down the zip line or hooping and hollering for them as they climb the rock wall. We're encouragers here just to love on them and to support them and share the love of Jesus.
All right.
And also to do the same thing for the counselors and the staff members. If they need help or they need something done, then we're here to do that too.
That's great. Anything else you want to add before we bring it to an end here?
This is the most amazing camp. The kids are incredible. Our camp directors, Scott and Carolyn, are just a couple of amazing people, and God has just blessed us mightily to be part of this organization.
And as a staff, we're a family, all united together for the same purpose, which is to give these kids a week of joy, a week of feeling safe and secure and having fun and just being kids.
All right. Well, God bless you guys. Have a great camp. Thanks for your help.
Oh, we will.
Thanks.
Heading for the Royal Family Kids Camp.
We're here at Royal Family Kids Camp with the drama and music team, and we have several people involved in that part of the ministry. So could one of you start off with your name, your role here at Royal Family Kids, and how many years you've been volunteering?
Hi, my name is Emma, and this is my second year helping at Royal Family Kids Camp. Both years I've been part of the music team, playing the keys and singing, and I've been part of the drama team, and it's super fun to see the kids get into the drama when performing.
I'm Allie. I've also been here 2 years. Last year I was involved with the worship and the drama, and this year I've had the privilege to be involved with the drama again, and I'm so excited.
My name is Connor. This is my third year here. I did drama my first year and this year, and I just love doing it because I get to, as I walk around, kids will come up to me and be like, hey, or say something to me about the skit that we did that day, or they'll come and talk to me about whatever, and it's really, really fun.
Hi, I'm Christy. This is my first year at RFKC, and I'm involved with the drama, and I'm a staff assistant. And I love just doing the drama thing because you get to see all the kids light up and laugh, and also learn a lesson from all the skits and stuff like that, and it's really encouraging.
Hi, I'm Judah. This is my second year helping with RFKC, and I'm a staff assistant. And I would say that so far my biggest highlight has nothing to do with drama or with music, but has to do with one of the campers that's in our cabin who he saw a bunch of trash all over the ground, and normally he just stays in his own little space, but he saw all this trash on the ground. He just goes around and starts picking it up for everybody, and it was just a very servant-like thing. It was super cool to see him do that.
Hi, I'm Ella. I'm on the music team. This is my first year here at RFKC, and I didn't know what to expect coming in, and this year I'm just so excited to see so many kids just worshiping God during our worship time together, and it's really awesome.
Hi, I'm Jordan. This is my second year during Royal Family Kids Camp, and I do the drama team, and this is my second year doing that. And it's really fun because I think it's an interactive way to teach kids important life lessons that they need to learn, but have fun while doing it.
Headed for a lot of fun. It's great just knowing I'm a part of God's family, playing under the sun.
All right.
Hi, I'm Lori. And I'm Melanie. We're part of the Creative Arts Department here at Royal Family Kids Camp. I've been doing this for 2 years. This is my second year, and I wanted to be part of it because Scott and Carolyn, whom I work with, were part of this and told me all about it and said I'd be a great addition, so I hope I am. And so we get to do some fun things with the Breakfast Club, where there's a chance after breakfast they come in, and lots of fun activities, but with a message behind it about God each day, a different theme. And we also get to do a thing called Adventure Place. Why don't you tell them about that?
Adventure Place is our time for what we would call chapel, where kids come, we do fun songs, but we also try to have a little message even in our music, that they can hear songs that they know God loves them and that Jesus has known them and loved them from their beginning of their lives, and that God has a plan for them. So we try to tell that story with fun and silly songs, but then also a little more poignant songs. Even today, we did a song that I got to explain to them that this song is God talking to us. And I had all the kids put their name in, that God is speaking to Lori, and all the kids kind of yelled out their names, and it was pretty cool. Just trying to help them connect God's word and music to their own lives. And we just try to do it in a lot of different ways, whether it's fun and silly or whether it's a little more poignant. But also at Adventure Place, we have someone who comes and speaks and tells them a story from God's word. So there's
And each year it's a different theme. This
Yeah.
year it was about Joseph from the Bible. So everything kind of goes around that, which is why you see camels behind us in Egypt. So yeah, it's really fun. The kids are so involved. There's so many great activities here too for the kids that I think they leave here feeling so special and so loved, and they get to take special things with them that are their very own. Maybe they've never had something of their very own before. It's just so heartwarming to see these kids just for a week that they get to just come and be loved on day in and day out. We have grandmas and grandpas here and all kinds of helpers, and I just think I just wanted to be part of it.
Yeah. This is my first year, actually. Different members of my family have done it off and on the last couple of years, and I just wasn't able to. And finally, apparently I was the holdout, because all 5 of us are here this week. But I'm not sure you'll ever get me out of here.
I know, it's so much fun.
It's so worth it. It's a way to love on kids and encourage them, and again, just let them know that God loves them and that God's people can love them.
And you can see the joy on their face.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Say, during your times when you volunteered here, does anything really stand out, a special moment where you saw God working in one of the campers' lives, or the counselor, or yourself, a moment like that that really stands out that you like to share with others?
I would say for me, again, this is my first year here at RFKC, but I have had opportunity to lead kids in singing and worship in other camps and other vacation Bible schools. The thing that always gets to me is I feel like I've found my place in God's world in terms of leading kids. I'm a fair singer. I'm okay. I'm kind of loud. That probably helps me. But I'm energetic, and so I think I get blessed because I feel like I'm doing what God has put me on this earth to do, which is to lead worship and lead kids into worship.
And what I notice, like with that, is that the kids are responding. They are singing with. They are, and sometimes those slow songs that have a really special message, you can see in their face that they are taking it in. And that's why we love to do this, is because we know they're hearing the message and they're listening, and that God is touching them at that moment and sending them that message of love.
You don't always see it either. Sometimes you see it in their faces. Sometimes you think, are they listening at all? But we just have to believe that God's Spirit is creeping in, getting in all those nooks and crannies, and He's showing them how much He loves them. That's why we do this.
If someone was watching this and was considering donating to Royal Family Kids Camp, what are some of the reasons that you would encourage them to donate and maybe take the ministry of Royal Family Kids Camp to heart and make a donation? What are some things that, reasons that they might want to do that? I mean, you've given some great anecdote stories. Is there anything else?
Well, I know Scott and Carolyn always said there was a certain amount to raise to be able to send one foster child to camp. And I just think I would not want to let any foster kid not have this opportunity to come if they wanted to come. And so to think that it's just a matter of dollars to get them here, to change their lives for eternity, it's worth it. I've helped in the past monetarily as well as just donating my time, but I think it's so worth it, and I wouldn't want any kid left out.
That's right. When we hear stories about the kids who come and they have like one suitcase, that's all. That's their worldly possessions, and they kind of take it from one home to another. You just think, I want to give these kids as much as they can handle. We are able, through the giving, to give kids birthday presents at the birthday party, and we give them Bibles, and we give them their own clothes or whatever they might need. Yes, the quilts that people make are it's amazing.
It takes a lot to run this camp, but it's so worth it. We've seen it, all aspects of it, and nothing is not without a purpose. It's to make them feel loved and to have something with love behind it to take home, but also just to send them, the cost of sending them. So I would definitely suggest thinking about donating to this camp. It's well worth it.
Well, thanks for your time. Before we leave, is there anything else that comes to your heart that you want to share with the people that are watching?
If you ever had a chance to come, even if you came for a day or to volunteer behind the scenes, it is such an amazing opportunity to be able to see kids who you kind of know their stories, you can imagine their stories, not living in their homes or whatever their cases are, having a blast, feeling loved. It is so worth it. It will change your life. You'll never want to not come again.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time and your service here at the camp. You guys have a great day and a great camp.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Swimming and splashing and having a good time. Grandma, Grandpa, PMA, and devotion. It's a great time for the good.
Hi, we're here with the photographers at Royal Family Kids. And say, John, can you start with you? Well, I already said your name, but name, what your role is here, how many years you've been at Royal Family Kids Camp.
Hi, I am John, and I've been at Royal Family Kids Camp. This is my 9th year, and I'm one of the photographers.
Oh, I'm Katura, and this is my 3rd year here.
My name is CK. I've been a photographer since the first year of this camp. Really enjoying it.
All right. So you've all served here many years. What are some reasons you keep coming back to Royal Family Kids and volunteering your precious time?
Well, for me, it's all about the kids, and it gives them a week to have fun, and the rest of the year, a lot of them don't have much fun because of their backgrounds. And to serve them and to give them a great week is very rewarding, and it's a blessing to me.
Sure, what about you?
It's great to see, at least through the lens, how each year they just get more and more comfortable and happier as it goes on. So.
CK?
I came to the camp ever since I spoke with Scott and Carolyn, the camp directors. Their enthusiasm about the kids really touched me, so I decided to join. And throughout working at the camp as a camp photographer, I see the faces changing from sad to smile to laughing to excitement. Mm-hmm. That change is really touching my heart, and I want everyone to see that. And God is doing great work here.
Talking about God's influence on the camp, you all have served here a few years. Can you tell us maybe one time or 2 times or whatever comes to your heart that was really special where you saw God working in the lives of the campers or the counselors or just something like that? Does anything stand out in your minds about that?
Well, one of the things that we do here, there's a couple of things that the photographers do. We do slideshows every night so that the kids can see themselves doing all the different activities, from the zip lines to the swimming pool and climbing walls and lots of other things. And every night they get excited to see themselves having fun that day. And we put it to music, and it's a lot of fun. And the other thing that we do is a memory book. And the memory book is very special because they get to take that home. And it has pictures of just them or them and their counselor, enjoying times, smiles. And those memory books, sometimes that's the only thing that they have to remember that people do trust them, that God loves them and people love them, and that they can be, and that they are worth something, and they're valuable. And so we've had several times where campers have come back the following year and they brought their memory book with them, or more than one memory book with them, because they just wanted to keep looking at them and show some of the other campers.
Anything for you, Katura?
I usually take pictures of the zip line, and it's crazy to see how when they're up there, a lot of them, they get scared because it's pretty high up, And it's crazy to see them like talk themselves into it, and all the people that are their whole cabins and the other cabins that are cheering them on, being like, you can do it, God's got you. And there's this one girl yesterday who was up there, and she's kind of freaking out a bit, and she's like, it's okay, God's got me, this is safe, God's gonna keep me safe. And then she went and she enjoyed it, and it was like the best experience of her life. It was so great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
CK?
I want to share a story. At first day at the camp this year, there's a camper who brought full of her previous memory books along with her. And that memory she is sharing with all the fellow young campers, first-time campers. So that emotion is contagious, and that memory stays in their heart for a long, long, long time, for years. And that's very impacting to them. Understanding the life they have experienced before, and this is life-changing camp for them, not only for the week, but for a lifetime as well.
All right. Say, if someone was watching this video and they're thinking of maybe making a financial donation, what are some reasons? I know you three are volunteers, and I believe all of the staff here and counselors and everybody involved pretty much does it as a volunteer. What are some reasons that you can think of that someone, you've given some great stories, but reasons that might encourage someone to volunteer if they're kind of on the fence?
Well, there's so many different things to do as volunteers. I think that this has been said by some of the other groups too. There's, people that do just about everything from laundry to photography to being a counselor or director, crafts, and you can fit in anywhere and somewhere, and everyone has a gift, and they can utilize that gift, whether it's all week or just for a day, to help out. Because with 70 plus campers every year, it takes a lot of people to take care of them, and we have one counselor or to either one camper or two campers, depending on who they are. So it takes a lot of counselors, a lot of assistant counselors, and we can use a lot of photographers because this is a big camp. We're all over the place. It's a huge place, and we can't be at the same place in more than one place at the same time. I think that's how it works. Anyway, so yeah, we can use more photographers or anybody.
So is there anything else that you three would like to share with some of the people that are watching this right now that might encourage them to get involved with Royal Family Kids Camp?
It really changes the kids' life. Every person that volunteers and every dollar that you donate, it changes the kids' lives. And it doesn't just change their lives, it changes all the people involved's lives too. Everyone affects everyone here, and it's a great and beautiful experience that you will never experience something quite like it.
All right, anyone else?
Well, think of our society. If you think we have a problem in our society right now, the change starts from kids. And this is where the changes are starting. And this effort takes a lot of resources. That includes financial resource, includes manpower, includes a lot of prayers. In any way, in any direction, you can donate, you can join effort, you can join force. Everything helps. There's always a way you can jump in and help in any way that you can.
All right. Well, I know you guys have to get back, capture some more smiles. Have a great day. Thanks for volunteering at Royal Family Kids.
One more thing I'd like to add is the voice behind this video is a cameraman photographer himself. So he's not in the video, but his voice is. Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome. No, I really appreciate being able to be a photographer at Royal Family Kids. And so you guys have a great day. Get those cameras going and have fun.
All right. Thanks.
God loves me.
Hi guys, can you introduce yourselves and what you do here at Royal Family Kids?
My name's Gabby, and this year I'm the Dean of Women and also the chapel speaker, which means I get to hang out with all the women counselors and encourage them, help them throughout the week do their jobs, and I get to tell the Bible story to all the campers each day.
My name is Garen, and I'm Dean of Men here for the male counselors as well, and I'm also a lead counselor. Been here for 8 years now. From its start, from the very first year we had camp, and seen it grown exponentially over the years. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, and I joined a couple years later. I've been here for 7 years, but what makes you keep coming back to camp?
These kids.
Yeah.
These kids make me come back.
Yeah.
You know, I think about that oftentimes because it is a very challenging job, but I'll tell you it's a very rewarding job as well. And really, as I think about it, Gabby, it's like, you know, we come back because we believe we're called of God to be here, and we have compassion for these kids. We believe it is a life-changing event for them.
Yeah.
And we see it every single summer that we come back. We get to see that. We get to see the fruits of our labor, and it's pretty amazing to see that. The other thing I get to do occasionally, for those of you that don't know, I'm also a principal at the school, one of the schools that we work with, and part of my job is to help create an army of kids that come up here to help serve in capacity as staff members. And I love seeing the change in kids that go to our school and how they serve here. I see that day in, day out.
Definitely. It's quite a culture shock coming here and realizing the lives of these children and realizing how privileged we are in our day-to-day lives and realizing that they come with a garbage bag full of belongings and we have so much at our home. And so it's something that changed me, and we see it every year in the counselors, it changing them being part of the journey to healing and restoration in these kids, and it's beautiful.
Well, as with any ministry, it takes a lot of resources to be able to do that. And one of the things that we've been able to do at our schools and through our church is we help raise funds for that. We do that as church-wide and school-wide, but I also, I'm a firm believer in doing what I'm never going to ask somebody else to do what I'm not willing to do myself. So every year, my wife and I sit down and we talk about what we can do financially for the camp, and we always end up sponsoring a kid or two to the camp, which is fun. We love doing that. And if you're sitting out there today and you're taking a look at this video and you're looking for a way that can make a tangible difference in the lives of kids for Christ, this is really it, because these kids do not have the experience that many other kids have.
Right.
And they're looking for somebody that they can believe in, a camp that they can believe in, that they can feel safe and have some fun and feel comfortable and let down some of the barriers that hold them back on a daily basis. And to see these kids break out of the shell because people like you care enough to give to make this happen, that's huge.
Right. The funds that we get for this camp changes lives. The prayers that we get, the prayer partners that pray all week for these campers and these staff changes lives. And people coming up here and investing in those kids, putting a face to God's love to these campers is what changes lives. We need all of it. We need time, money, prayer, so much for this camp to run. And when it all comes together every single year, it's just beautiful. And it's an amazing work and ministry of the Lord.
It's amazing to watch God work through other people to get what He wants done.
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And the
join us.
privilege that we have, me and Garen especially, the multiple years that we've done it, we get to see life change in campers, not just for the full week, but we get to see it year after year. Them putting their guards down earlier as they come into camp each year.
Yeah.
Them connecting with counselors year after year. We get to see the life change that God's love brings to them the more that they come to camp, and so it's just such a privilege for us too.
I've seen kids that have gone through our high schools, that have gone through college, graduated, been married, come back and serve at this camp.
Right.
That's how committed they are. That tells you something's going on, and it's so fun to watch that. Come join us.
Yes, come.
So Garen, can you share with us, I've already asked Gabby this, but maybe a Bible verse that you think really applies to this camp and the work that's done here in this ministry?
Well, I think, you know, there's lots of different verses that kind of apply to that, but I think of Jeremiah, you know, a plan and future for you, and I think of I could do all things through Christ that strengthens me, you know, Philippians, and there's all sorts of different verses that you could use to describe that, but I think God can do amazing things in amazing ways here at this camp. And I would just say that to see kids crack open their Bible, and oftentimes the first Bible that they get, and be able to read through that, and they're like, our verse for this camp that you're going through, I love the whole fact about not relying on our own understanding, but that He's going to lead our paths. You know, and to be able to watch kids to go through that for the first time, pretty amazing to see that. And it gets in their heart. I don't know what you saw kids this morning, but it was so fun to have my campers. I didn't even have to ask them to bring their Bible. They brought it right there, and they were right into it right away. So it's wonderful. It's great. God is moving.
So Garen, in all the years you've served here, is there any moment or something you've seen either between a camper and a counselor, just the change that God has made in someone's life that really stands out in your mind that you could share?
Gosh, it's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
You know, it really is hard to pick one. But I would say that to see kids oftentimes for the first time trust an adult in the life that they just basically met.
Yeah.
To be able to meet adults at this camp that care for these kids, that they can actually trust and believe, that have their best interest at heart, that's pretty amazing to see that, because it's usually the first time that they get a chance to see that. But I see kids come back year after year, and they get a chance to be with the same counselor, and to see them grow with those counselors is phenomenal. I love the fact that I get reports back from campers that I've had in years past about how they're doing, because oftentimes that their brother or sisters at this camp, and they come up to me and they say, "Hey Garen, I want you to know Blake's doing well." I said, "That's awesome." So the memories that we build through that process is life-changing, not only for these kids, but for us.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I guess I would say believe big. Believe big, because God has great plans for this camp.
Yeah.
I've seen it grow from just barely 30 kids our first year to 70 plus. And God makes it work. And we just show up year in, year out and say, "God, put me to work, put me where you want me." And I think don't limit ourselves by our own expectations.
Right.
Believe big that God can do anything, right? And He does. He surprises us every single summer.
Yeah.
So Gabby, what else could you share? Something that I know you already have, but something else that maybe stands out in your mind that you want people to be aware of?
Well, I think sometimes it's intimidating coming into camp and not knowing what to expect, and you never know what to expect.
Right.
We do trainings, and you just still come in realizing that you don't know what's going to happen this week, but God does, and He's always faithful to equip us with His Spirit to deal with anything that happens. And it seems really frightening at first, but once you come, I haven't been able to leave, and I know Garen hasn't been able to leave, and there's so many more people that come and get so invested in this cause, because it's a calling that God has for all Christians to care for widows and orphans. And when you come and do His work, and He moves through His Spirit in you, working in their lives to heal them, to restore them, to bring back His identity that He has for them, it's just the most beautiful thing. And we're walking in our calling as Christians. And so I would just invite everyone who feels maybe, that they don't know if they can do it. None of us can. We aren't ready for it, but we show up and God uses us, and it's all for His glory. So come join us this year.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all your stories and feelings, and have a great camp.
Thank you.
Heading for the Royal Family Kids Camp. Heading for a lot.
Hi guys, we were wondering, could you tell us your names and your roles here, and then we'll go from there. So if you want to start over on our left here.
Sure. My name's Sam, and we are all on the Camp Morale team, and I'm a certified school counselor, and this is my second year at RFK.
And I'm Terry. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapy associate, and this is my first year on the team.
And my name's Tatiana, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have my own private practice.
All right. If you guys could tell us, share with us a little bit as to why you decided to volunteer here, and we'll go from there. Who wants to be first? All right. So why did you decide to start volunteering, or how many years have you done it, and why did you start?
This is my second year doing RFKC. And RFKC is amazing because these kids have gotten plenty of messages in their lives about how they're not worth people's time, they're not worth love. Many of them feel forgotten. So the ability to speak into their lives for a week of summer camp that no, they are beloved, valuable people who are created by God is a gift to me, and hopefully a gift to the campers too.
And what about you?
Well, I really am doing this because I've had experience working with kids in similar situations, and my heart just goes out to these kids. To be able to come and help make this a more positive experience for them, the best experience that they can possibly have in a setting that is just so precious. I mean, I've counseled at this camp years ago for regular church camp, and what is done here at Royal Family Kids Camp is 100 times over the top more of what they go out of the way to provide for these kids. Just an amazing experience, and I am so blessed to be a part of it.
The reason I come to camp is because I can really empathize and understand the trauma and the loss and the abandonment and hurt and pain and suffering these children have gone through in their lives. And in such a short amount of time, these 7-year-olds have missed out on a loving home, loving parents, and feeling valuable and treasured. And I just think this camp gives that to them. It gives them a sense of community, sense of love, a sense of peace and hope, and just God's all-encompassing presence.
Great just knowing I'm a part of God's family, playing under the sun.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you all are with the Activity Center here at Royal Family Kids Camp. Can you each give us your name, what your role is in the Activity Center, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name is Helen, and I'm part of the Arts and Crafts team, and we make lots of goodies for the kids to take home.
What year is this for you, Helen?
This is my 4th year here at camp, and he'll ask me.
Okay. My name is Carly, and I'm also in the Activity Center. That's where my heart is, doing things with these kids and giving them opportunities to make things that they can just enjoy and have fun. Been here 9 years and just can't imagine a summer without Royal Family Kids Camp.
Carly, I'm going to ask you what you're holding, because that's something very special we do.
This is very special. We have a tea party for the girls every year, and they get a china cup and saucer. The first year, 2 or 3 of them got broken before they ever got out of camp. And one of our woodworking gentlemen, Leonard, came up with this idea, and he makes a box for every single child. And so the teacup goes down inside, gets covered up, and all the teacups go home safely, and it remains a treasure for those girls.
It's a really precious time for them to be able to have the box, and they cherish it. They can't wait to get back and make another one the next year. My name is Teresa, and this is my 7th year with the camp, and I just love giving these kids an opportunity to be normal kids, to have fun and to make choices. And when we see the kids coming here and they're calm after 2-3 years coming back, that just makes my heart
happy.
I'm Judy, and I first heard about Royal Family Kids Camp about 18 years ago back in Michigan. And I thought, what an awesome program to love on these children that suffer unduly situations, and that you could step up and make their life a better situation. So I have been altogether 4 years here in Washington with Royal Family Kids Camp, and the remainder at 13 years back in Michigan. So 17 years, like you say, it's a place you hate to come to, but you can't not come back because of the rewards that are received by the children. And I've been in it long enough that I've seen some of the kids that were campers come back as staff assistants because it made such an impact on their life.
It's wonderful. Thanks for those stories. Say, does any time during your service or work here at Royal Family Kids stand out that was a real special moment where you really saw God working in the lives of one of the campers or the counselors or whoever? But do you have any stories like that?
You know, I think for me, these kids are so broken and they've had such a rough time. And the thing that I always look at is the videos. When the videos are done every day, they show a slideshow in the evening. And every child, makes me cry, every child in those pictures is smiling because they're comfortable, they're relaxed, they're having fun. And that just shows me God's love is working through all of us to give them a good time and let them know that there is fun in the world. And even though their lives may be a little tragic, there's a wonderful place for them to be, to just be loved and have fun. And I look at those smiles and I know that what we're doing is God's work.
Anyone else?
What chokes me up is the kids begin to trust adults. I'm going to cry too. And you can see kids that are new to the camp and they come the first year and they're scared, hiding underneath the beds because they don't trust adults. And there's not a kid here that doesn't run and play like a kid and smile and jump and play. By the time they're just a couple of days in, usually, it really makes an impact on these kids.
They're given them freedom to be children and not be monitored, constantly told what to do. They get to just go play. Certainly there's monitoring, there's no question about that, but it's controlled monitoring and it lets them just be kids.
And I'm fortunate enough to ride the bus with the girls coming and going. And when the girls come to camp, you'll see a lot of fear on their faces, especially if they're new. And then the girls that have been here for a long time, they are so happy. And I've had more than one girl tell me this is the best camp they've ever been at. And when they come back after a week of camp, that bus is full of laughter. Even though they're sad to leave, they're just, you can see that this camp has made quite an impression on their lives.
Did you have a story?
At one of our debriefings many years ago, when a young girl that had been a camper had come back as a staff assistant, and then during debriefing time she said, people say, how can 1 week make a difference in a child's life? And she said, it does. My mom goes to church now. Excuse me, my sister goes to church. And she said, it's been such a blessing to our lives. And I've also heard of children, a particular child that lived with a grandma. They had a home fire, and the child wanted to get back in to get her memory book from camp because that had special meaning to them and helped them get through the tough times.
Well, I know you ladies are very active at the Activity Center. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we end our little information here?
Yes, we can always use more donations. Every year we try and meet the needs of the students. Like, this is a sensory table that the kids went to. Kids that we serve at the camp sometimes have difficulty processing, sometimes have difficulty relaxing, they can be stressed, and so to have a variety of activities costs a lot of money every year. So any donations are greatly appreciated, and we really appreciate your prayers. So please be praying for these students, be praying for volunteers, be praying over the camp. We really appreciate your prayers.
And every prayer that goes up is another one of God's angels on the roofs of this camp, watching out for them and protecting them and keeping the enemy out of here. And so every prayer is coveted. We love your prayers, and we can use them always, all year long as we prep and get ready, and especially when we're in camp.
I just thought of something too. If someone was considering volunteering at Royal Family Kids Camp, what are some reasons? I mean, you've already shared some wonderful stories, but is there anything specific that might encourage them to want to volunteer?
You know, it's just what you get out of it is just your heart. Your heart just goes out for these kids, and to be able to just give them, again, just a little slice of childhood that they're not able to have in their normal lives, which are so unnormal. And you know, to see the joy on their faces and to be able to be a part of that, you know, and to talk about God and talk about Jesus and to expose them to that too. You know, that's a wonderful thing that we have that opportunity. You know, we're planting the seeds and God will produce those as the years go by. So, you know, it's an opportunity to work in children's lives that you would, under any other circumstances, probably not be able to even touch or be near. So it's a wonderful opportunity to help them.
I think we serve them, but we get back more. So it's worth it.
And there's so many places that you can volunteer that there's a place for everyone to do something, whether it's even just serving the kids their food. I mean, there is just so much, and it takes a lot of volunteers to make the camp run, and we're so fortunate that we have like 70 kids with us this year, so that's great.
And we have an amazing couple who are our directors, Carolyn and Scott Winter, are just, their hearts are so passionate for this ministry, and just to walk beside them is an honor to help them do their ministry work. It gets you. It's good.
Okay, ladies, well, we know you're busy. One last thing before we go?
We can't wait to see you!
All right, thanks. Have a great day. Thanks for all you do. We're here with some of the RFKC volunteers that work in the woodworking department. Could each one of you introduce yourself, explain your role here at Royal Family Kids Camp, and how many years you've been volunteering? Can we start with you, Leonard?
Hi, I'm Leonard. I've been volunteering here at RFK for 9 years now. I got in it because I wanted to help and serve, and this is a good place to do that. You never know how many kids you're going to affect in their life, later life, and they'll think back on what they did here. And it would bring smiles to my face, and it brings smiles to the kids' face. And it's time well worth. I donate my time every year for it, and we would appreciate any volunteers that could help, would volunteer to give 1 week of their life to enhance the life of a young kid. And this is a great place to do it. If you can't volunteer, there's always, you can donate, sponsor a child and donate money, or you can donate goods and services.
Who wants to go next?
I'm Tom. I've been coming here for, 7 years now, and it's something I look forward to every year. I used to be involved in other activities before RFKC dealing with kids, and I've seen a lot of kids who love to have the camp experience. They enjoy building things, just showing their abilities, and it's a true joy. And it's just not a 5-day camp that we do, that all of us here spend weeks and months during the whole year building projects. Much of, as Leonard says, much of the product that we build comes out of our pocket, and we would really appreciate some assistance financially, but more than that, also for prayer and acceptance for what we're doing. It's hard to make that choice sometimes to jump in, but once you're there, I wouldn't do anything else. This is such a great joy for me to see the smile on the kids, particularly when they come back for another year and they see you, and we're kind of the solidness for these kids. They often go in and out of places, and when they can see the same people year after year, it really brings both a tear to my eye, but a joy to theirs. And I can't put any value on that. So any way that you can assist us, as I say, financially, offering materials, time, would be tremendously appreciated. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ed, and this is my 4th year at RFKC and volunteering, and I'm part of the woodworker group and work with the kids, assemble these kits that you see in front of you, and each year we build a number of kits, about 200 a year is what the kids go through, so we take quite a bit of time to assemble them and then work with the kids to put them together. It's really rewarding to see how much the kids can change in just a few short days at camp, and it's just so much fun to work with them and help them learn how to just hammer a nail. Basic things that they've never done before and they get to do here, and we can use all the volunteers we can get. We've got the painting area plus assembly. I've also worked on stage sets and assembling those and putting those together, and any donations, like the other guys have said, any help you can give, showing up for a week is just invaluable to further the lives of these kids.
Yeah, can't put a value on that at all.
Hi, I'm Barry. I volunteered here at the Royal Family Kids Camp for 5 seasons, doing a variety of different things. And when I think back to my own childhood, the things that were the most important to me were the people of my life, and the role models, the positive direction that we can give these children who have come from a very untypical background, and in many cases have never had the experience of a positive relationship in their lives. So when I joined RFCK, the Royal Family Kids Camp, I wanted to see what I could contribute. It was important to me knowing how it has such an impact on children's lives. And this is a week of fun. This is a week of inspiration for them, because in many cases they've never had that in their lives. A lot of these children have never had a birthday party. A lot of these children have never had the direction in their lives that, yes, they can do it. They can be something special. And we try and help give that role model to them. We try and tell them that life is wide open with possibilities, that they can be whatever they want to. Just embrace the positive and surround yourself with great people who care about you. And so to me, it's more than meaningful. To them, it can set their direction for the rest of their lives.
Great just know and I'm a part of that family, playing under the sun.
Good morning, ladies. We're here with some of the ladies from the media behind the scenes area. And if you could, each one of you share your name, your role here, how many years you've been volunteering at Royal Family Kids, that'd be great.
Hi, my name is Rebecca. I help with the making of photo albums. I sort through all the photos, and I have been here for 3 years.
Hi, I'm Karen. I've been here since camp began about 9 years ago, and I work with Kelly and Rebecca on the photo albums.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I work with the photo albums, and we put the photos in, and we also put their goodie bags together, and I've been doing this for 4 years.
Can one of you tell us a little bit more about the photo album you're talking about, and then the goodie bags?
You want to begin with the goodie bags?
Goodie bags is we get a lot of donations, or they buy stuff and we put it in the goodie bags, and just like a little duffel bag with their own name on it, and they love it. It's really awesome.
And why don't you talk about photo albums?
Sure. So each year we put together a photo album that consists of 25 photos, and each kid at camp gets a photo album, and it's with all their activities they do, like swimming, the zip line. Occasionally we have a special guest that comes in, and it's so amazing just to see their faces light up when they get their photo albums. And the sweetest thing for me is you can see the progression of the kids from the start of camp to later into the camp. Like some kids, you'll see that they don't smile in their photos, like maybe when they're first taking their first photo, and then throughout the days you start to see that smile grow, and it's the sweetest thing.
So you each have been volunteering here a few years. What are the reasons that you keep coming back to Royal Family Kids and giving of your precious time?
Nothing for me gives me greater joy than putting a smile on someone's faces, and there's something special about putting it on a child's face, and we get so many smiles, and it makes me so happy. It's such a blessing, so that's why I keep coming back.
Why don't you go?
I keep coming back because I really like seeing the kids light up, and they always, they don't get a lot, and it's nice to be able to give them a week where they can just have fun and be kids. I love it. I love being able to bring that joy to them.
That's wonderful. Say, if someone was watching this and they were thinking, boy, I'd like to get involved, either volunteering, fundraising, making a donation financially, and I know prayers are always appreciated, but could maybe one or two of you talk about donations and volunteering?
Both are great ways to support the camp.
we always need the help and the donations. We always need funds to get the photo albums or to get socks on kids' feet. Sometimes they come without any clothes and we have to go out and buy stuff, and it's just a great way to give them some stuff that they need and to let them have fun.
Really, every little bit helps. Every little bit can help, like Kelly said, with clothing or with albums and making memories for the kids. And if you're sitting there going like, I don't know what I can contribute, you can contribute a lot to just behind the scenes work or staff assistants, like anything.
Counselors.
Yeah,
photographers. Really, everybody here has the opportunity to give love to a child who possibly has not felt the love of God or the good news of Jesus. And it's our opportunity and our blessing to be able to provide that for kids.
So, Karen, you've been here volunteering 9 years, is that right? And Becca and Kelly around 3 or 4 years, is that right? So, could each one of you, if possible, if you can think of something that maybe through those years you've witnessed that really is special to you, or you maybe saw God working in a camper's life or a counselor's life or together. Is there any special moments like that really sticks out in your mind?
Yeah. I would have to say, again, just when you start out in the week, you see some kids that just don't look like they want to be here. They just don't smile a lot. And then through the week, when I look through the photos, for example, I see the progression, and in some of them where they just slowly start to find like their smile, and it really warms my heart to see that. And I think that I see that every year, and that's one of my favorite parts, is seeing that every year.
Kelly?
Just sometimes the campers, they'll come to you kind of later in the week when they've kind of just been getting more comfortable with you, and they'll ask to pray with you, or they'll ask you a question about the Bible, and that's just such a pleasure to give them that information that they're looking for, and to kind of be the voice, just to...
And I like to hear later at the end of the week stories about the kids that the counselors have. It's just so heartwarming, and you want to come back because you know that there are so many other kids out there who need this camp.
All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share to encourage people to donate or get involved with Royal Family Kids?
Give it a try. If in your area or here, just like I said, if you're saying to yourself, I don't think I can do this, just give it a try. Just do behind the scenes, do photography, anything that you think you can help contribute, and you'll find very quickly that you'll want to come back every single year.
One of the most important things for people to do for camp is to pray, and to pray that these children have an experience that lasts a lifetime. And our doing the photo album gives them a chance to re-experience that joy that they had, and the love of God. And it's just our pleasure to be able to help these children in that respect.
Anything else, Kelly?
I can't top that.
All right. Okay.
Hi, my name's Eric. I'm here at the Royal Family Kids Camp. I've been a part of this camp for 9 years in various capacities. I started off as a counselor and just have kind of transitioned into various different roles. I organized the big car show we have here one night during the week. And for me, that's the big highlight of the week. In the last 4 years, I've really stepped it up and have taken over all the sound and audio and video production that takes place every morning and evening here at the camp. And it's a fun job, and it really feeds my addiction to technology. I love pushing buttons and pulling levers and rendering videos, and it's just a lot of fun for me to do, and my fun translates into a great time for these kids. And you know, if there's anything that you think you could do to help out with this camp, like I said, you know, there's a lot of different things that this camp needs from different people. And if you've got a special talent or a special gift that you'd be able to give to this camp, it would be greatly appreciated. And, you know, and of course, you know, we're always appreciative of financial donations as well. And just hope that you can you know, come check us out and see what it's all about.